Hi, everyone. I wanted us to take a sneak peek at the culminating project Take One draft. Take one is in take two, take three in the movies. I'm not sure why I came up with that name. Anyway, really it is a take one. It's a draft of the final project. Let's take a look at the assignment components, and then I'll walk you through a couple of the resources that are linked in the assignment. So first of all, this is an opportunity to get a head start on our final project. That final project, that culminating project portfolio is really about highlighting and sharing the story of our journey this term. That might include the successes, the challenges, what you've learned about yourself and the humans that you're working with, and the design potential opportunities for solving challenges within the inequitable systems that you've each identified. Let's focus in on the how or the processes to use. It says here to review the following resources. This culminating project organizer is a tool that supports your organizational structure with details required for the final project. After you review this culminating project organizer, you might also want to compare it to the samples on the Lead 261 course Wakelet. And remember, all of those resources and samples are in the column just to the right of the week 16 column. Let's dig in really quickly to this culminating project organizer. Basically, you'll see that if you're choosing to do a narrative sort of style project to tell the story, you might use this title page and this table of contents to guide your work. And then as you move through it, you'll see each of the required components per section. So for example, this might turn into the title page. And then if you look at the title page here, we're going to want a title of your project, your name, the date, and a related image, maybe something to do with your organization or something related to your vision. You're also going to want an introduction, page, narrative. If you're choosing to do slides, you could do that as well, including a short paragraph about your why and relation to the challenge you've identified, and including your See the System vision board. And you'll notice that it says here that it might be an iterative vision board or just as you submitted it for Innovation Activity 1. As you move through this organizer, you'll see all the related components with checkboxes to support your thinking and planning. Again, you might use this template directly. If doing so, I want you, after you include the assigned components or required components, to delete the checkboxes so that it reads more like a report or a story. This continues on for several pages, but you get the idea. Please review it before coming to class for residency so we can have more of a conversation about it. Going back to the assignment itself, you'll see again, that was the culminating project organizer, the reminder to look at the samples on the Wakelet. Then go ahead and start building a medium to high fidelity prototype of your culminating project. I'm emphasizing this medium to high fidelity because I really want it to be a strong, well thought out first draft. The best that you have at this point, and then we can grow it from here. Also list any questions, thoughts, or ideas for which you'd like feedback to grow this work between your draft, your take one draft, and the final week and final project. Also think about how you might use or start even building this now, this final project self-reflection. I'm going to go ahead and open this up in a new screen. Basically what this is very similar to the organizational template that I just shared, but it's listed out in sort of a graphic sort of table format. We're going to be sort of both using this. So if you choose to use this instead of that project organizer, this might be a way to work and make sure that you've addressed all the required components. Basically, you'll see that again, I'm asking for a title of the project, your name, date, and related image. I'm asking for an introduction, your why, there's See the System vision board, etc., and moving on through. As you build your culminating project, I'm going to ask you to self-reflect and include notes about highlights, pride points, even growth opportunities or places where you felt challenged. There's probably not going to be too much here that you're going to reflect on, but as you move through the project, let's say even in the space of your how might we questions and you reflect on development of those, you might be sharing how it was hard for you at first to develop these questions and then to refine them based on work with humans, etc. This last column to the right is where I'm going to add highlights and growth opportunities after you submit your final project. So we're using this as a self-reflection tool, also as a planner, also as a place for me to provide feedback. So again, if we go back to the culminating project, you actually have some choices, per usual, about how you might go about this work and organizing your project. So big ideas, refer to the Wakelet, refer to the culminating project organizer, make sure you're looking at the samples, and eventually you will be submitting this, so getting a head start on this now might also support your organization. If you have any questions, please reach out and we'll be discussing this more when we meet for residency on November 8th. Thanks.